Good evening, you're watching This Week, a weekly news review program. I'm your host, Ulaanbaatar. And for top stories, 4,657 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed, 1,885 people recovered, and 15 fatalities reported this week. The Mongolian Trade Union says the government should reconsider its decision to increase the social insurance fee. 494,000 people in Ulaanbaatar have been vaccinated since the start of the immunization campaign. And for the news, stay tuned. 4,657 new cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed from 12th to 16th of April, and 1,885 people have recovered and were transferred to home isolation. 60,000 were tested during that period, and as of Friday, the total number of cases is now 19,672, of whom 11,044 have fully recovered. Out of the 3,025 patients who are currently undergoing treatment in medical facilities, 53 are in critical condition. 1,090 people are recovering at home. With a lately rising number of infections, people with a critical condition and fatalities are rising. There have been reported 15 fatalities during this week, which is almost 2 times higher than the previous week. Last week, the Ministry of Health posted on its website that immunization would be put on hold for 15 days. Officials explained that the decision was related to the strict lockdown to prevent large gatherings at immunization sites. However, the announcement resulted in mixed reactions among the public.
Mongolia launched its COVID-19 vaccination campaign on February 23rd. As of now, more than 600,000 people have received their first doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Those people were supposed to receive their second dose starting on April 11th. However, the Ministry of Health issued a decision to delay the administering of second shots by more than 2 weeks. In Mongolia and abroad, the length of the interval between vaccine doses remains a subject of controversy among scientists. Doctors at immunization sites warned people to strictly follow their vaccine schedule, but a recent statement from the Ministry of Health stating that the longer the interval, the better, and that the second dose of the vaccine can be administered within 21 to 56 days, left people and some medical professionals with questions.
The Confederation of Mongolian Trade Union says the government should reconsider its decision to increase the social insurance fee by 2%, noting that it can cause a burden on business entities already facing difficulties during the pandemic and lockdown.
In order to cancel the decision of increasing the social insurance fee, Parliament should discuss the issue and the related legal amendments should be done. Even though this proposal was delivered to the government, it is still not clear if it will be discussed by Parliament.
On March 5th, administrations of the Confederation of Mongolian Trade Union had an official meeting with the Prime Minister over this issue. Accordingly, the head of the government expressed his approval on amending the law. It's already been over a month since then, and our opposition activity will not stop even during the lockdown.
Our country joined the IMF's Extended Fund Facility in 2017. In the frameworks of the Extended Fund Facility, it was agreed to increase the social insurance fee by 5%. For instance, by 1% in 2018, 2% in 2019, and 2% in 2020. The increase in 2020 was postponed until January of this year. The Confederation of Mongolian Trade Union has been fighting against this, claiming that Mongolian citizens and entities should not have to pay for the assistance that the government has received from the international organization. It also stated it is determined not to change its standing.
From November 2020, the Extended Fund Facility was terminated in Mongolia and the program was stopped. Hereby, we, the trade union, consider this pre-arranged decision of increasing the social insurance fee from January 1st this year was wrong and are asking to immediately cancel this decision in order to lessen the pressure on Mongolian citizens and employers. This is a clear action in opposition to this unjust decision.
As of February this year, 22,000 entities were not able to pay the social insurance fee of 197 billion Mongolian tugrks. In other words, almost half out of about 50,000 entities that pay this fee are in debt. The Confederation of Mongolian Trade Union warned of the threats of bankruptcy, which are being faced by these entities, highlighting the necessity of taking another careful look at this decision.
Since 1941, Mongolia has used the Cyrillic alphabet for official purposes, and the Cyrillic alphabet has been taught in schools. Over the next 5 years, Mongolia will be working to make traditional Mongolian script one of the 2 official scripts used for official documents. To increase the use of Mongolian script, the governor of DUNDGOVI province has implemented a program to train all civil servants in the use of Mongolian script.
In accordance with the plan to organize many Mongolian script events, 13 activities will be organized in the province, which will provide civil servants with intermediate knowledge of Mongolian script within a year. The Mongolian script modular training program has been approved, and government officials are learning the Mongolian script. Currently, our organization is being taught Mongolian script by Отгонсуран, a teacher from Humulak School in Сансагаnsum, DUNDGOVI province. As of today, we have had 20 hours of training. Our organization is successfully increasing the use of Mongolian script among all employees and bringing the knowledge of Mongolian script from beginner to intermediate levels.
The National Mongolian Script Program was approved by the government of Mongolia in 2021. The program provides a detailed schedule of language modules specifically for civil servants. The program is being implemented simultaneously in 15 SOMs in DUNDGOVI province. We Think Digital, a digital literacy program run by Facebook, has launched in Mongolia. Together with local partners, the program aims to provide resources and workshops to build skills for 21st century digital world.
As digital technology is transforming the daily lifestyles of more than half of the global population, the terms global literacy and digital citizenship are being added to our vocabulary. Now, surfing the internet and interacting digitally requires certain responsibility and safety rules of the users. To create responsible digital citizens who think critically, communicate ethically, and are aware of one's privacy protection, the We Think digital program run by Facebook was launched in Mongolia on April 14th. As part of the project, local organizations including the Ministry of Education and Science and the Faro Foundation Mongolia NGO have joined the program. Within the framework of the project, a series of panel discussions, video contents, and online workshops have been delivered through social media platforms. This year, the project targets 10,000 learners in Mongolia. The first series of discussions in April and May will be organized under the titles Digital Citizenship, Cybersecurity, Fake Information, and Privacy.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs that happened this week.
On April 8th, the government of Mongolia made a decision to impose strict lockdown measures and enter into the strict lockdown from April 10th to 25th with the view to prevent and contain the spread of community transmission of COVID-19. However, some businesses and services are still permitted to run their operations during this period of red level. Public service organizations include special purpose agencies, healthcare organizations, legislative, government and local self-governing bodies, state-owned organizations of particular and strategic importance, and others. Private sector includes electric heating, water supply, decontamination and sewerage activities, healthcare organizations, pharmacies, gas and fuel supply, food production, trade, distribution, supermarkets, and others.
Meanwhile, on Saturday, the National Emergency Commission and cabinet members held a press conference to provide clarification on recent developments. Deputy Prime Minister and Chairman of the National Emergency Commission, Amr told reporters that vaccine stocks are not exhausted and that there are 192,000 doses left. He also noted that 600,000 doses were due to be shipped on April 9th and 12th, but the deliveries were delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. News of the immunization schedule change raised concerns among the public about the effectiveness of the vaccine already administered, particularly concerns about the ramifications of a longer interval between the two shots. Others expressed concerns about the management, poor calculations, and failed plans of state authorities. According to preliminary estimates, Mongolia needs a total of 4.2 million vaccine doses to immunize 60% of the population, or 2.1 million people, and 3.3 million doses are required to meet that goal. When reporters asked exactly when the next batch of vaccines were expected to arrive, the Minister of Finance refused to provide a concrete date, noting that the exact date of vaccine delivery and details on procurement are confidential information. The vaccination of senior citizens over the age of 60 started in 9 districts in Ulaanbaatar on Monday. Local public servants are organizing bus transportation in each district, with seniors being transported from their homes to vaccination sites. An average of 500 people a day can be vaccinated at an immunization site, and people over the age of 60 are now eligible to be vaccinated. There are about 300,000 people over the age of 60 registered nationwide, and around 180,000 of them live in Ulaanbaatar. Seniors who are immobile or otherwise unable to leave their homes will be administered the vaccine by a special mobile team. According to preliminary estimates, Mongolia needs a total of 4.2 million vaccine doses to immunize 60% of the population, or 2.1 million people, and 3.3 million doses are required to meet that goal. The administering of second doses of vaccine is being delayed by 15 days for other target age groups due to vaccine delivery delays. Immunization of senior citizens is taking place at these locations, including Bayandzurh District School Number 133, Bayangol District School Number 20, Bagnor District District Health Center, Chingalte District Avrak Sports Committee, Sukhbatar District School Number 11, Hawol District Mongolian Korean Polytechnic College, Bakanga District District Health Center, Nadlakh District District Health Center. On Wednesday, Mongolia recorded a total of 1,220 new cases of COVID-19. On April 14th, authorities made a decision to restrict traffic and pedestrians' movement from one district to another and tighten the strict lockdown measures. According to new tightened measures, policemen will patrol the streets and restrict pedestrian traffic from 8 a.m. However, citizens will be able to go to supermarkets and pharmacies close to their residential areas. Vehicle traffic will be restricted from 7 p.m. Staff and workers of 15 permitted sectors are allowed to use their private vehicles following odd-even rule. As a result of strict lockdown, traffic on the streets of the capital city has decreased by 60 to 70%. On Wednesday, 1,625 people over the age of 60 were vaccinated at 9 points in Ulaanbaatar. As a result, a total of 493,787 people in the capital city have been vaccinated since the start of the immunization campaign, reports National Emergency Commission. There are about 300,000 people over the age of 60 registered nationwide, and around 180,000 of them live in Ulaanbaatar. Seniors who are immobile or otherwise unable to leave their homes were administered a vaccine by a special mobile team. According to preliminary estimates, Mongolia needs a total of 4.2 million vaccine doses to immunize 60% of its population, or 2.1 million people, and a further 3.3 million doses are required to meet the goal. The administering of second doses of vaccine is being delayed by 15 days for other target age groups due to vaccine delivery delays.
Zorki MMA mixed martial artist Shin Chak-taek fought against Yoshiki Nakahara of Japan in the 70 kg weight category of the One Championship. In the second half, he was sent off for kicking his opponent in the face to avoid a leg injury, thereby receiving a red card. Zorki MMA mixed martial artist Shin Chak-taek fought with Yoshiki Nakahara of Japan in the 70 kg weight category of the One Championship, who fought during the One on TNT2 event that started at 8 a.m. today, was 6-2 and has won the last 4 fights in a row. Shin Chak-taek, who had dominated his opponent since the first half of the fight, was sent off in the second period for kicking his opponent in the face in order to get out of a leg injury. Shinchakti apologized and left the stage, saying, "I had to turn my body hard to get out of the attack. I kicked accidentally at the time, and I want to say I'm sorry." His opponent, Yoshiki Nakahara, was unable to get up and left the stage with the help of the wheelchair. The 28-year-old Nakahara, who is ranked number 7 in the weight class, was 14-5, beating Ruslan Emilbek a month ago with a knockout. Shinchakti last fought in January 2020 against Ma Jiawen of China and won with a knockout in the 55th second of the first round. The meeting of the Asian Wrestling Federation was held in Almaty, Kazakhstan. At the meeting, Boyandilger Pilje, head of the Foreign Relations Department of the Mongolian Freestyle Wrestling Federation, was elected to the Executive Board of the Asian Wrestling Federation and as its Secretary General. Boyandilger has been elected as the General Secretary of the Board of the Asian Wrestling Federation, according to the Mongolian Freestyle Wrestling Federation. The Asian Olympic Wrestling Qualifier was held in Almaty, Kazakhstan. At the same time, a meeting of the Asian Wrestling Federation was held, and at the head of the Foreign Relations Department of the Mongolian Freestyle Wrestling Federation, Boyandilger has been appointed as a member of the board of the Asian Wrestling Federation and the Secretary General of the board. In addition, representatives of 7 countries were elected to the board, such as South Korea, Japan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Yemen. Daulat Turlihanov of Kazakhstan was elected president, and Kenneth Lee of South Korea was elected vice president. This is the first time a Mongolian representative has been appointed to a leadership position at the Asian Wrestling Federation. As for Boyandilger, she is in charge of foreign relations at Ulaanbaatar Sports Management. For the past 20 years, she has worked in foreign affairs at the Department of Physical Culture and Sports, the Mongolian Freestyle Wrestling Federation, and the Ulaanbaatar Sports Management Company. She speaks French, Russian, and English. Mongolia claimed Olympic spots in 4 of the 6 women's freestyle wrestling weight categories on day 2 of the Asian Olympic qualification tournament in Almaty, Kazakhstan. On the last day of the competition, Tlaugirl claimed the 5th Olympic spot at the qualifier in the 125 kg weight category. The first berth came in the 50 kg category after Namontsyk Tsokhtocher finished second in a round-robin contest that featured 5 athletes. With the top 2 advancing to the games, Namontsyk wins against South Korea's Chon Miran, India's Sima Bisla, and Asian bronze medalist Daulat Pike Yakshimuratova of Uzbekistan were enough to secure qualifications despite a loss to Japan's Yui Sasaki. 2-time world champion Sasaki finished the group undefeated, meaning she also secured a spot at Tokyo 2020. Mongolia won a second berth thanks to Ulaanbaatar in the under 53 kg after she defeated Meng Xuanxie of Chinese Taipei 2-0 in the semi-final. Ulaanbaatar won the final via walkover with her opponent due to the beaten 2-time Asian champion Tatiana Amazol of Kazakhstan, who confirmed an Olympic spot with an 11-1 win over South Korea's Kim Hyun-joo. Hongrutul Boltsachen made it a 3rd Mongolian berth in succession in the women's under 57 kg with a 10-0 victory over South Korea's Jun in the semi-final and was joined in qualification by Asian junior champion Ashu Malik of India, who defeated Shohida Akhmedova of Uzbekistan 12-2. With both qualified for the games, Boltsachen won bragging rights in the final, winning 7-4. Mongolia's 4th berth came in the women's under 76 kg after 2016 Asian champion Ochurbatin Borma finished second in a round-robin tournament, making it to her 3rd Olympic Games. She won against Pooja Sihag of India, Shakhribonu Elieva of Uzbekistan, and Jung Soyeon of South Korea, only kept off the top position by Kyrgyzstan's Ayperi Medet Kizi, who also qualified for the Olympics. In the other 2 categories, China qualified 2 more athletes. Mongolia's Tlaugirl Mukhtur also qualified for the games following a 9-0 win over Japanese athlete Tetsuya Tanaka in the Final 4. After 3 days of competition at the Bolan Sholak Sports Palace, China and Kyrgyzstan qualified the most wrestlers for the Olympics with 6. Iran, Mongolia, and Uzbekistan qualified 5 athletes each, and Kazakhstan qualified 3. India, Japan, and South Korea finished the weekend with 2 athletes each qualifying for the Tokyo 2020. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.